Hello there, my friends. I am so excited for today. And I'm excited because I feel like there's a shift happening. And I want us to really just dive into that today. So, if you're joining me, say hello. I want us to start this conversation and have us make a big shift today. So, let's get it started. Now, you've been working so hard over the last 22 months. You've learned all the things, you've taught all those things to other people, to students, to parents, to staff. You took your entire business online in the span of a week, days. Then you went back into studio. Then you had to go to hybrid and then in-person instruction. And it feels like this whirlwind, and you've been through mental, emotional, physical trials. The decision fatigue, y'all, is 100% real. 100% real. And you're back doing your thing, but you still feel like you're in survival mode. And I want you to know I'm here right there with you, my friend. There's really no judgment because I feel like we're all still waiting for like the shoe to drop. There's still this knot in our stomach that at any moment the rug can be pulled out from underneath us. And while I'm with you, I feel you. I think it's time for us to hit the reset button so that we can shift out of survival mentality and into a new mindset space where we can better help our clients, ourselves. This week's broadcast is all about learning how to release, establish, and celebrate. And we're going to be doing a little bit of a reset here. And so, y'all, if you are new here to the broadcast, I'm Erin Bird, and I support dance studio owners just like you to grow their businesses by creating their own vision of success without the burnout, the overwhelm, the sacrificing their personal lives so you can live your best lives. And I have to tell you that we love to learn out loud here. So when you hear something that resonates with you or gives you that light bulb moment, I want you to share a hashtag takeaway in the comment section or let us know what it is, what that takeaway is below, because it helps us as a community share and to anchor in those ideas. And so I want to say hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you're here. Let me know where you're coming from. I always want to know. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I always want to know who is here with me as I am coming on and doing these live broadcasts. And so that way we can share together. Okay. Now, also, another thing, if you want to get a hold of today's show notes, just give me a show notes inside the comments and we will make sure to get those over to you as soon as they are ready. Sometimes we like to go back and read the big bullet point takeaways. And so if you want those show notes, let us know in the comments below and we will get that to you. The other thing I was thinking about, because so many of us are in this space, if you happen to know of a studio owner who could really use to hear today's chat, feel free to sprinkle the love around. It's really the best gift that you can give is by sharing this with others inside our community who really might need to hear this message today. And so let's go ahead and we are going to dive into getting your dance studio out of survival mode. And remember those hashtag takeaways. I always want to say, like, as they're coming up, that way we could share them and we can absolutely get in there. Hello, Miss Shauna. I'm so glad to see you, my friend. Oh my gosh, I'm so good. Okay, Y'all, the first thing we need to do, it's time to hit the reset button. And I know that there's some things that we might be holding on to that are not serving us. And so before we dive into that, I want us to just take a moment, if you'll indulge me, please. I'd like to take a moment for us to just hit the reset button. And so, what I want us to do is just take a moment, close your eyes. Let's do a deep breath in to the count of 3. Let's hold it, and then we're going to release it. So, let's just take a moment to do that because I think it's so important in anchoring ourselves in. So, we're going to breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out through our nose and our mouth. Let's just take a moment to really anchor in and sit with us resetting this button. And I want you in the comments below, let me know if you could sum up a word that you're feeling right now. I want to know what that is. And for some of us, it might be anxiety. It might be overwhelm. It might be stress. It might be fear. What is the word, if you could, about our studio and our situation, what's the one word that you might be negative, right? That you're holding on to. For me, it might be uncertainty, right? Thankful, yes. Oh, that one makes my heart so happy. Thankful. But if we're in survival mode, there's probably an underlying feeling that you have that maybe isn't a happy word. There might be a layer of fear. There might be a layer of overwhelm, anxiety, uncertainty, right? Y'all, I'm seeing it all over. People are getting a little fearful. If we were to say, they're getting a little fearful about maybe costumes. They're feeling uncertain about that. You may be feeling uncertain about enrollment, right? And so today, the first thing I want you to do is really to think about a word for that feeling. Write it on a piece of paper, type it in here, say it out loud, right? And then we need to let go of that which does not serve. We need to let go of it. And so this might be that word. We need to, if it's fear or overwhelm or anxiety, right? We need to just get that off our chest. Get it out of the pit of our stomach because it's not serving you well. And I think that there's a couple different things that you can do. If you are feeling anxiety, overwhelm, uncertainty, fear, maybe something that's holding you back a little bit, then we need to release that, because worrying about things, being fearful about things, it just creates more anxiety, overwhelm, angst. So one of the things that we do that might, feel fun is if you have something like that, and this is an exercise that I know my friend here, Shauna, she's done with her team, that we've talked about, is that you yourself can journal it out, write it out, get it on paper, and then set that bad boy on fire, whether it's in a trash can, a bucket, a pan in the kitchen so you have water available. Set it on fire, release it, burn it down, because while it might not make you instantly say, oh, everything's better. It may leave you feeling a little bit lighter, feeling a little bit better. And you guys, this exercise works really, really well with your older students as well. Yes, fear is a liar. Oh my goodness. And yes, okay, I'm going to show this real quick. Jessica says the costumes is probably her biggest worry. Not too worried, but starting to get to that point. So here's the deal, you guys, and I totally get that, and I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it, I'm watching it happen in real time. But I want you guys to understand that you guys have already overcome things you thought that you would never have to deal with, right? In your whole career, in your lifetime of being a studio owner, did you ever imagine pre-pandemic that you were going to have to take your business online, that you were going to have to do hybrid classes, that you're going to have to do all these things in the span of like overnight? I could probably say no, you never thought that that was going to be even a little thought in the back of your mind that this is something that you would have to do. But you've already overcome that. And so, yes, while we might have a little stress or overwhelm or anxiety around those costumes, remember that we get to choose how we show up. And while we want everything to be perfect, this actually kind of goes into a next point that I have. We have to let go of expectations that don't serve us well. Give yourself grace. But what I know from y'all is as studio owners and as educators, we set the bar like really high, right? For ourselves, for our studio. That's what I know about people who are with me, is we set the bar super high and we want things to be perfect, but we have to learn to let go of unrealistic expectations. And this goes for ourselves, for our students, for our families, maybe even those costume companies. Now, I'm not saying they're perfect, but we're not perfect. And if we can kind of link arms together, we can get through this together. And maybe it's not your first choice in the costume that you wanted. Maybe it's us thinking outside the box and finding somebody else to create something custom. Maybe it's we have a gymnastics leotard company manufacturer here locally, and she's been fantastic about jumping on board and creating custom recital costumes for us to fix that problem, right? Because everything is figure outable. We just have to make the decision that we're going to lean into that and being the problem solver than sitting in this vortex of anxiety, overwhelm, right? But we have to release some of these expectations. And you guys, I have to tell you guys, even for myself, I have a certain expectation of how things should go inside my classroom, inside my business. And what I realized is that while those things are great, they may not be realistic for right now. I'm not saying it's going to be that way forever, but for right now, maybe I need to just say, we don't need to do that, right? And so it's releasing some of those expectations of ourselves and of others when they're not serving us well. If they're causing us extra overwhelm, anxiety, fear, we need to let them go. Which brings me to our next point. We have to establish new routines. Let me know in the comments below. Do you thrive on routine, or do you feel resistance to routine? Let me know in the comments below. I want to know. I hear so many times like, I'm a creative and just routines just don't work for me. Like, I just want to go with the flow, right? Um, and so if that's you, here's what I want to say, that we will thrive when we set routines in place, even if you resist them. Promise you. And part of getting out of survival mode is to really set up and establish new routines. More routine. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I love that you list that, because here's the thing. Throughout this pandemic, and this is something that I can say for myself, is that I have definitely slipped out of some of my routines that I know aided in me thriving. And now today I want you guys to know we're not going to necessarily go into all the strategies and tips to thriving in your studio, because going from survival to thriving might feel like a big hurdle. Now, what I will tell you is if you are ready to thrive, this week I have been hosting the Studio Growth and Retention Masterclass that's going on. And if you want to join us, it's not too late. There's replays for you. You can watch for each day. But today I really want to talk about just getting out of survival mode, because if you feel like you're stuck in survival mode and you're in that hamster wheel and you're running, but you're not getting anywhere, then we have to start establishing new routines. And so let's see. Okay, I'm getting some comments here. I want to show these. I want to share. Jessica said, you thrive on routine. Yes, I love the tip for the 7 tips of success. Oh, successful studio owners, to devote a day to do a certain thing. I started that, and it's amazing. So, yes, game changer. Can we celebrate you, Jessica, for implementing that right away? So she came in and watched the 7 tips of successful studio owners episode here, and she implemented the tip of starting to devote a day to a certain thing, and it's been a total game changer for her. So if you have not watched the 7 tips of successful studio owners, y'all may want to go back and watch that one, because it's been a game changer for Jessica. Let's see. Shauna says, you want to have a routine. You try, but you're just not good at it. Well, Shauna, here's the thing. Keep trying. Keep tweaking. Here's the thing. Consistency is key. And we'll work that muscle, and you will find a routine that works for you. But like anything, y'all, we cannot expect to teach our students an aerial and them to get it the very next day. It takes time. It takes work. It takes practice. And this is the same thing with your routines. And when we're consistent and we try them and we give them time to work, then you can see. But if you do something for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then abandon it, how do we know if it's actually working or not? Right? We haven't worked that muscle long enough. Right? It's kind of like that diet that I start and I do for 3 days, and then I'm like, I'm over it, and I abandon it. I'm like, I didn't get results. Right? Like, I didn't give it time. And so routines are key, and it could be a small thing. You don't have to overhaul your whole life and your routines. It could be something in your personal life. It could be in your studio life. It could be something as simple as maybe changing the way we communicate with our parents. Talking about that in the Studio Growth and Retention Masterclass, just so you know. But maybe it's how we communicate and how we connect with our families. Maybe the routine is around how we actually come into the studio and get ready to work. And we know that we've blocked out, and on Mondays, we're going to work on our financials, and that's our focus. And we know when we walk into the studio on Tuesdays, we're going to focus on choreography, right? Having a set routine, you get so much more done, and you do start to thrive and move out of that survival mode, because you know exactly what you need to do. And here's the thing. Think about this, y'all. When you are driving home from the studio, How many times, and I hate to say this, but let's be real, how many times have you kind of zoned out in a way, and then you get to like the light by your house and you're like, when did I even get here? I don't even remember driving here. But your body, you knew the route, you've done the route a million times, so you just go, right? You don't even have to think about the route. And this is what routine does for you. Routines allow your brain to just go onto autopilot because they already know what to do. Instead of all around, well, okay, today I got to do all the things, right? Instead, it's like your brain knows. I walk into the studio, I do the code for the alarm. I take my bag and I put it in my office. I sit down and it's Monday, so I open up my financials. Your brain already knows what to do. So it takes away some of the stress, anxiety, overwhelm of all the things that need to get done because you're able to set your routine and know what to do, and it lightens the load. And this is key for getting out of survival mode, is really establishing some new routines. And y'all, I'm with you. And I have actually, the last 2 weeks, had to really establish some new routines because I'm so blessed that I was able to actually go back in after 22 months and actually start a class. And Lord, my heart is so full and I'm so grateful. But let me tell you this, with the 5-day masterclass that I'm doing this week, going back into the classroom and teaching, having our weekly show, serving my consulting and coaching clients, my mastermind group, right? Being a mom, I had to reestablish some new routines to make sure that I'm getting it all done and that I'm not feeling like a hamster in a wheel that gets nowhere or a chicken with my head cut off, y'all. I had to establish some new routines because if not, I would probably be going crazy. And for me, that equates to more anxiety, more overwhelm, and stopping in my tracks from moving forward. That's something that I've learned about myself. If I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I'm not in routine, that's what happens for me. That's my trigger, right? So right now in the comments, let me know what's one routine that you want to work on this week. One thing. Doesn't have to be all the things. Maybe the routine is meal prep because then you feel like you're going to eat healthier during the week and you don't have to think about it. And that lightens the load, right? That lightens the load. That could be your one thing. Maybe the one thing is setting up your days on the one thing that you're focusing on to set the routine, right? What's the one thing that you're going to establish this week as a new routine to lighten the load and to start working that muscle? Yes, working out again. Oh my gosh, can I tell you, y'all, this may be oversharing, but I just got the clear from my surgeon to actually like work out again. Like first it was, okay, you can go in and start teaching classes. Don't go crazy. I was like, okay. And then he was like, okay, the end of this month, I'm going to let you can go back out and work out again. I am so excited about working out again because it kicks off my day. I go at 5 o'clock in the morning, I work out, and it sets the stage and it sets the tone, and I'm not sleeping in and doing all the things. So yes, Jessica, it'll make you feel so much better. I'm sure of it. Okay, let's go into the next thing. The next thing for us to help get us out of survival mode is, let's see, hold on. I think I'm going to do, let's see, show this. I'm going to do setting up my days. Got a new happy planner. Being organized for classes ahead of time. That is key, y'all. Instead of feeling like you're being reactive, you're being proactive. And that makes you feel so much better. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know how I feel about celebrating the wins, but celebrate the small stuff, y'all. Celebrate the small stuff. because those little things are important. Can I tell you guys, I'm like celebrating today because I put on like real pants with like a button and zipper. Like I'm not in I'm not in dance pants. I am not in pajamas. I'm not like waist up wardrobe. Like today, I am completely dressed with buttons and all. And let me tell you, that's a win, right? It could be. We're so quick to celebrate like others' wins, our students' wins. But I want you to remember that you are doing amazing things, right? You are doing amazing things. And so maybe the win that you celebrate today is like, I put on makeup. Maybe the win is, you know what? I got a student to like land that aerial and they have been struggling and they finally got it with that one little tweak that I gave them. And that makes me feel like an amazing teacher, an amazing student owner. And I'm going to celebrate that little win. We have to celebrate the little wins, right? Oh my gosh, that I have to share because it's like too good. Okay, she's celebrating because she has on jeans, but she had to unbutton her button. Oh my gosh, love it. So good. Hey, gotta be comfortable, right? But you put on jeans today, right? And that could be a total win. And so, y'all, oh my gosh, that made me laugh so hard. Okay, so we have to celebrate the small stuff. We can't always wait for those big things that we think are these monumental wins. Why not celebrate those small wins along the way? And when we do those, it pumps us up. We get that little kick of endorphins and dopamine, and we want more. We want to win more. And so we realize we're kind of rock stars when we're like, I got dressed today. I even put on makeup. You know what? Today I'm a total rock star, and I came on first thing this morning and I served my community, and we talked about retention inside of our studios. I did that at 8 o'clock. Right now I'm here with you guys and we're doing our weekly broadcast and sharing with you. And so that makes me a rock star. And then after this, I'm meeting with my team. Like, those might seem like normal daily things, but being able to do those despite all of the craziness happening around us, those are all wins for me, right? Because there's a million reasons why I could have said, oh my gosh, I'm not going to do this weekly broadcast today because I'm already doing the 5-day masterclass. So I'm not going to show up for the weekly broadcast, right? They don't need me to. So it's a win that I'm here. I could have said that, but I don't feel that way. I love being here with you every single Wednesday. It makes my heart so happy. Knowing that Jessica took away one tip from a broadcast and has implemented it, and it's been a game changer for her, makes my heart so freaking happy. So celebrate the small stuff. And of course, if you guys want more information about the studio growth and retention through Connections Masterclass, let me know. Just drop a comment below, say like studio growth, and I'll message you and I'll give you all the details if you are not inside that training right now. It's not too late. You can catch up. The trainings are small little bite size, so you can take and start implementing right away. Okay, celebrate the small stuff. And now, you guys, I have kind of like a little extra nugget. Like, I have a little bit of an extra nugget. 2, actually. 2. Okay. For me, the extra nugget, I'm going to lean in, the big takeaway, right, is that learning to celebrate the small stuff is really and truly how we shift into thriving mode. It is absolutely crucial to celebrate the wins if we are going to shift from survival to thriving. Because when we don't celebrate those wins, we get bogged down in all of the things that we didn't do. And when we tell ourselves over and over, I didn't get that done, I'm a failure because right? That's when the anxiety, the overwhelm, all the things not feeling good enough, imposter syndrome creeps in. Y'all, there's so many things that happen when we don't celebrate the wins. And it keeps us stuck in survival mode. And so right now, let's do this. Can we do this together? Can we celebrate together? I know it's only halfway through your week, but what's one thing, let me know in the comments right now, what's one thing that we can celebrate with you from this last week? What's one thing that we can celebrate? Oh my gosh, reading. Yes, it's hard to function at your fullest potential if you're not organized. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, I love it. So much extra. Let me know, how can we celebrate? How can we celebrate? I want to celebrate you right now. Because if y'all know me, I love to celebrate wins. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not seeing any comments. So, you guys, I want to do a giveaway. So, drop your one thing we could celebrate together in the comments right now. And for anyone who does that, I'm going to do a giveaway. I am going to send you one of my Aaron Bird Celebrate the Wins mugs. They're beautiful. I love them. Drink my hot beverage out of them. They're a beautiful teal, just like my logo. So drop what we could celebrate in the comments below, and then we're going to randomly pick a winner, and I will message you and send you a Celebrate the Wins mug. Okay, let's see. Let's show some of these. Okay. From last week, that's okay. I had to close for COVID, but got all, oh my gosh, of your music edited. Okay, so there's a silver lining, y'all. She had to close for COVID. Wah, wah, wah. That's no fun, but she's getting her music edited. She's not just sitting around and not doing anything. So can I just say right now, can we celebrate her? Woo! I'm so proud of you for taking the time and using it as I'm gonna make this a good thing, right? Okay, awesome. Let's see. What did I do here? I just did something, and I don't know if it's gonna let me. Let's see what I did. I don't know what I did. Okay. Yeah. You cleaned your house. I don't know if it's gonna let me take this away now. I don't know what I did, y'all. I'm trying to be fancy and use technology, and look at what happens. I don't know what I did. I don't know how to fix it. And that's okay. Jessica cleaned her house. Woo! Right. Yes. That's something to celebrate. Personal. Yes, she got a second opinion on a health issue, and she's feeling so much better now after diagnosis. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you for celebrating me and saying I'm doing great, because technology is not always my thing. And when I think I'm getting fancy over here, and then I click something and I don't know how to make it work. It is what it is. But you guys, I'm still in action, right? Thank you for being so gracious. And so her comment might be up there the rest of the stream. I don't know. We're going to see how it goes, because I can't get this. Let's see. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to move this. I think I fixed it. Woo! Okay. Y'all, I want you to know that it is okay to be imperfect. I'm imperfect. I say I'm practically imperfect in every way, right? But the truth of the matter is, we can do things and they don't have to be perfect. It's about us taking action and moving forward, right? And showing up. Heck yeah, right? It is about us showing up. And I may have not got it the first time, right? But I figured it out. And that is what we have done together the last 22 months, is figure it out. And so here's my hope for you today on this broadcast, is that if you are feeling like you are in survival mode, if you are still feeling like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, that you can walk away today feeling maybe a little bit lighter, and know that if you are ready to go from survival to thriving, which might feel like this huge mountain to climb, that it is possible. But it starts first with resetting our mindset and really leaning into imperfect action and letting go of expectations that aren't serving us well. And if you are ready for the thriving, if you're ready to grow, if you're ready to shift some things inside your studio and you're like, I am done with this survival mode, I am over it, I'm ready to make the big leap, and you want to join us for the studio growth and retention masterclass that we are holding, you are absolutely invited to the party, y'all. So much goodness is happening. Clarity is happening. People are looking at things with fresh new eyes. And we are talking about deepening our connections with our community, with our parents, with our students, with our staff, and how that all ties into the growth and the thriving of your studio. So if that's something that interests you and you want to join us, drop a studio growth in the comments below and we can get you access to that. Again, let's just do like a speedy little recap for those who joined us a little bit late. I want to make sure that everybody gets in on the goodness, and I love at the end how we kind of just wrap it all up together. So today on the Aaron Bird live show, we are getting our dance studio out of survival mode, right? We are done with it. We've done all the things. We have learned all the things. We have taught all the things. We have gone from in-person to online to hybrid to maybe back in person to closing for COVID to all the things. You have done so much the last 22 months, and it is time for us to hit the reset button and to get us out of survival mode, and dare I even say, in a place that makes us feel calm, easy, and not overwhelmed anymore. And so to do that, we have to let go of which does not serve us well. We have to let go of that, right? We need to establish some new routines. So many of us, me included, have let go of some routines that really I thrived on. Working out first thing in the morning, reading for ourselves, right? Having certain routines that set us up for success went by the wayside once we went into lockdown. And so we need to establish some new routines. Y'all, if there's anything that I could tell you, it's we need to celebrate the small stuff. Me putting on jeans today with a button and a zipper, that's a win, and I'm going to celebrate it, y'all. Let's celebrate that, right? We have to celebrate the small stuff. And this is crucial for us getting out of the survival mindset, the survival mode, and really moving into a new place that brings you anchored into your why and brings you back to being excited about moving forward and all the possibilities that are out there for you this year in 2022. Y'all, magic can still happen, and you can get out of survival mode. You just have to make the decision. You just have to decide. You have to decide to move forward in imperfect action. That is the key. That is the key. And celebrating the small stuff is going to anchor you into, I'm pretty amazing, and we're doing some amazing things inside our studio and for our community, and I want to do more of that. these small tweaks will reset. It will reset things for you. It'll reset things for you. And so I hope that I've left you feeling a little bit lighter. I've given you a few tips and tricks, right, on how to release if you're feeling anxious or worried or overwhelmed or waiting for that shoe to drop, right, or the rug to be pulled out from underneath you, how we can release that. How we can release that. Oh my gosh. Oh, feeling this energy is making me shift into the positive. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And so I hope that next Wednesday you will join me for another episode of the Erin Bird Live Show, where we are going to lean in to more business growth, some mindset shifts. Words, y'all. Words. Okay. Mindset shifts. And we are going to celebrate all the good. Now, keep an eye out because I am going to come in and pick a winner. I'm going to just do a random. I'm going to scroll and stop when it comes to celebrating those wins, and keep an eye on your messenger because I am going to send you a message so I can send you the winner that Celebrate the Wins mug. I want you guys to have that as a wonderful reminder to celebrate the small stuff. Celebrate the small stuff, okay? Now, and before I leave you, if you are new here to the broadcast, I am Erin Bird, and I am a dance studio strategist who works with studio owners just like you to create their own unique vision of success without the overwhelm, the burnout, or sacrificing your personal lives. It's possible. And until next week, I want you to stay you, stay amazing, and keep on dancing, y'all, because it'll make you happy. So I'm going to leave you there, friends. Have a fantastic day, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Bye, friends.